What's up, you guys? I am finally getting to make another art video. If you've seen any of them in the past, you know I like to have themes for my art videos. And since it's August currently and people are starting to go back to school, I figured back to school themed. So let's head upstairs, jump in the computer, take a look at the design process. We have a lot to do, let's get right into it. All right, so back to school themed, August. Maybe even a little bit of some summer stuff mixed in there too, because it's still summer. I can still decorate with summer stuff. Okay, so we pull up Etsy, and I'm actually going to be buying my SVGs, because I could go to Midjourney or AI or whatever, but I could also give credit to another creator who's already done the hard work, pay them a little bit of money, and I get commercial rights to use their artwork. So we're gonna try this method this time. Pencil SVG. I mean, basically just this, right? We'll hang on to it. There's other options. I don't want to jump right to it. 82 cents, I can get all of these. There's so much here. It gives you personal and commercial use of the SVG. You can create physical products. Okay, so I think I found a better one. This one is cool because it has everything already here that I need. $10. Yeah, I'll pay $10. And that is for all of your SVGs? Oh my goodness. There's so many and they're layered. That's why I didn't even show you that. This, if it's real, if they really are layered. All of our SVG files are already layered and ready to cut as pictured. I don't need to cut them, but if they're already layered, that's amazing. Like if this bus is already separated into layers and I don't have to do that, that's incredible. Like this little worm is adorable. This doesn't even feel real how you can do all of this and sell it for $1.50. It's a lot of work. These are all so cute. Like that would make incredible 3D art. I'm very excited about finding this shop. Follow. Oh, that's super cute. I'm gonna add this to my cart. Ooh, that might make a cool sign. Maybe edit some things. All right, that's kind of cool. I'll add that one to cart too. We are in Adobe Illustrator. So as soon as I come in, view, hide artboards, and voila. I just have a giant white space. One that I really thought was cool was the bookworm. I'm holding Alt, and dragging, and that is creating a copy, and I can take it wherever I want. So I'm Alt and dragging it to the one that I wanted to work on, and then now I have my own copy here that has nothing to do with that bookworm. So now if I want to ungroup, I just right click, ungroup, and then now I should be able to select the pieces. Oh no! So one issue with the way I'm gonna print this. When I moved this away, it now has gaps in the design, and I don't want that. I need this light pink piece to be one solid piece all the way through, so that then these pieces can stack on top. And so the way that I'm gonna fix that, this guy is eyeballing me and I want him out of here. I need this to be one solid piece, so I'm gonna get a rectangle and cover the whole thing. And then I clicked V on the keyboard, or back to this selection. V is the most common thing used in Illustrator. It's how you grab pretty much anything. So V, the selection tool, I'm gonna grab all of this, and now you can see the rectangle and then all of these individual pieces. So now I'm gonna grab the shape builder tool, which is this thing right here. If you aren't able to see it, you may have to hold down this corner, and then it gives you other options to pick from. I do Shift W, and I know that's not the keyboard shortcut that you would have, but if you do what I'm doing right now, it'll tell you the keyboard shortcut and you'll be able to follow that in the future. I use this button all the time. And for me, Shift W or the shape builder tool. And now what I want to do is just click this space, because it's gonna create these two shapes. You have this background shape, and then it's gonna create one solid shape for the rest of the worm. So if I click here, done, I hit V, and now I can just erase that background. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through and click all of these pieces instead. Normally it groups them all and I don't have to do that. Oh, that's not good. That's why I did that. Let me go back a step. Okay, I've backed up. V, the selection tool. Select everything. And then here was the issue that I was having. So when I just select the rectangle, these two aren't connected. That's part of the worm, which is very unfortunate. Fixable, very fixable, but slows down this process tremendously. All right, let me make a copy of this. I'm gonna hide these pieces. Perfect. So all that color is now hidden. So I'm gonna go through and connect all of these. And then use the shape builder tool to put those shapes back. Bingo. Alright, so now let's see. Shift W. Oh, something's not connected there. Otherwise, it would let me create that shape. And now it will let me snap things a little easier. Like I can actually snap to that corner, and I can snap to that corner. And that would print weird if I left that way. Alright, so it looks clean on the surface, right? Looks like a nice, solid piece. But if we tried to print this, it wouldn't come out super great because look at the overlap. So all I'm going to do is take that shape builder tool, and now if I just drag, so I want this shape to combine with this shape so that it disappears. That gap is gone. So if I click and drag, now it's all just these two shapes and they match up perfectly and everybody is happy. Cleaner, much, much cleaner. Okay, I make a lot of copies whenever I'm working because I don't want to destroy something. So I made a copy of this so that I can start working on this part up here because I know this bottom part I like. And I don't want to mess something up and not be able to get back the parts that I like. So I can always go back to this version if I need to. Sweet. The bookworm is ready. Yeah, that's going to be super cute. And I'm going to sit it on top of the book. I think that's probably going to be the best one. I also don't think I want to keep the pages in them because what I want it to do is sit on top of the books. So I'm going to have to print the books also. Okay, so I deleted the pages because I'm just going to use the shape builder tool and do it myself. But I'll just need to adjust how curvy that is. And so then I'll just use the eyedropper, grab that color. Okay, I think I need some black lines on here too, so. Maybe only 3 though. The bookworm is done. The drawing of the bookworm. And I have a stack of books if I want to just print a stack of books as well. Next is the crayon. So 1 crayon is all I need. And are they the same? Yes! So crayon is done. Pencil. So another one that I have to fix. The middle part will be easy. Probably could create this on my own faster than I could fix this, honestly. Pencil done. I don't know what I'm going to do with the pencil yet. Next, I want to do some summer themed things. And I'm actually going to make this for my mom because she loves the little red truck, but this is the blue version. Okay, and is this one set up correctly? Yes. I'm gonna make this my name instead of Summer. For my mom, maybe I should put her name there. Not this font, though. Okay, so that is another thing done. One more thing. This teacher life into a sign. Teacher life. And I'm gonna use a different font, I think. I wish there was like a thin option for this. And so now I'm going to use this instead of the traditional font. And so I will work this in somehow. Everything is connected. The only thing I don't love is this crayon, but I worked on that for so long to try and get that to look good. Printable, I think. Everything in it should be attached to each other. Okay, now that we have the designs finished, we need to separate them and prepare them for printing and turn them into whatever we're going to turn them into. These are just the SVGs. I'm going to start with this one because it's the easiest. All I have to do is export it. I always import my nameplates as 245, but then as soon as I export it out of here, I change it again. Okay, so the reason I import into here before I import into Bamboo is because you can increase the quality, but I don't increase the quality all the way unless it's like a super simple circle or something that's really easy to increase quality. Something like this, if I increase the quality all the way up, it would possibly break it. And so I just don't. I go about halfway and then export. So that is why. Some of you guys have asked me before, why do I come to Tinkercad and not just take the SVG into Bamboo Studio? And that is why. the quality. Okay, Bamboo Studio. So there's that one, that one, that one, and then whenever the other one is done exporting, I will have the other one. Okay, so this one was the single color option. That will be obvious once they're all in here because it will be the only single color option. Okay, so then once I get it in here, I just rotate it until it's as big as it can possibly get and stay on the plate. So I want them to get their bang for their buck, you know? I don't want it to scale uniform, but I want this to be 18. This one, I think, is the one with the colorful top. Okay, now this one. That's why it's easier to just place things sometimes. And you don't have to worry about all the random edges. It just may not be lined up perfectly. Alright, the red went smooth. Green. Okay, green went smooth. White. Okay, I think the white went good too. Tan. Tan. And then we'll make this yellow. Alright, that's gonna look pretty sweet, I think. Okay, I am now officially done with this desk plate. We're ready to print. I'll see you at the end. Alright, so we are ready to start loading filament. I have an extra AMS that I have hooked up here. So this setup will be able to print 8 colors just fine. Okay, so I think for the 2-color, like outlined one, I think I'm gonna go with this galaxy and the light purple maybe. If not, I might go with like a lighter background and a darker foreground. Maybe I'll do 2 options, who knows, but I think this is gonna be one of them. And this ended up being really pretty on that toolbox, these two together. I also kind of want to do like a neutral tan with something. I think that would be very pretty. We got some options. You'll see what I come up with. Oh, I forgot to attach that here. Did I do it to all? No. Alright, so it's like 2 weeks later maybe, and we've got a bunch of stuff that's finished printing. I'll show you the final results in a little bit, but right now we're still working on a couple things. So this piece, I'll kind of show you the somewhat finished product. So we have this piece, and it turned out great. I love it. I think it looks amazing. It'd make a great shelf piece or something. But right here, so this whole print went great, but then right there, hopefully you can see that there's a blemish. There's a little black dot, which isn't that big of a deal. I could probably scrape it out or something, paint over it, make it not look as prominent. But another thing I thought of was when I'm printing this whole piece, this black part is super thick for no reason. It's really just there to give it some depth so that when it sits down, it's not gonna wobble, but it's still gonna wobble. Like if I set it on the desk and like anything bumps into it, it's gonna easily fall over, which isn't awesome. So I'm working on a little design to where I'm gonna make the black part thinner, like more of a sign type thing. And I'm gonna build a base, some very simple modeling. It probably will look awful, but hopefully it serves the purpose of keeping this upright and not falling over. There's the base. So it'll hopefully sit flat like this, and then the like wheels that are thinner now hopefully will fit into these slots. If not, that's an easy fix, but it seems pretty sturdy. Like it's not gonna fall over, so. And I think what I wanna do is make it like the bus and then some words hanging down that say like, welcome back or welcome to whatever. Like if it's for 7th grade, 6th grade, middle school, whatever it ends up being. So I want to create like a welcome sign, maybe using the school bus. So that's the plan for today, and hopefully that will wrap up the video and we can see the final results. This is the Bamboo Studio document that I've been working with, and all of these files will be available on my Patreon, so if you want these files, you want access to them, it's linked down below if you're interested. Okay, so we need to come back to Illustrator. And here's the bus. We've already broken down the bus. So now we have the background selected. You can see that down here. And so I'm going to export it. Export. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull that in so I know what I'm working with over here. Okay, for now that's a good size. So everything I import will need to be 40% scale. And since it's a sign and it's going to need hangers on the back, I usually do that around 4.6 millimeters thick, which is kind of thick, but the reason I do it 4.6 thick is because I use that, and then I have this rod that I've like flattened. You can see here on the side I've flattened it so that it'll lay flat on the bed of the printer. So there are the two pieces that I will put on the back of this to create the hanger. And like I said a second ago, I want it to be like the bus, and then I want welcome back are connected by strings. So welcome is on top, and then there's strings connecting the bottom word, which is what I want to do with this. I want the bus here, and then the giant words down here at the bottom. Welcome back. Which I think will look pretty cool. If you like are a teacher or whatever, and you wanted to hang it on your door or whatever, you can change the words. I'm just showing you what I would use it for, how to do the computer part of it, if you want to know. So, okay, so the bus. We have the back. This is going to be black. Again, this part doesn't matter at all because I'm just going to export everything. But it is nice now because Bamboo Studio allows you to, if I export each of these pieces where they're at when they are imported into Studio, they'll pretty much be exactly where they need to be. Maybe some minor adjustments, but it'll be pretty close. So I'm going to take my time and make everything look nice here, and then I'll export it later. All right, the back of the bus. Next. Let's get the yellow lined up. So we will export the yellow. I'm going to make this slightly less thick. We'll go 4.4. That looks good. Let's get the mirrors in here. And really, these are just here to try and raise up the tires and things to bring it above, because I think that is like a design choice. Looks pretty cool. So we need black. Let's go 1 and bring it up 4.4. And so then it's like higher than the yellow. Not like too high, you know, maybe a little more because that'd make it 5.4, 5.6. So we'll go 1.2 actually. Next, we need to put all the features in here. I'm gonna export the gray, import all of those things now. We'll start with the gray because that is, I think, gonna be the easiest. And each of these will be 0.6, so we'll need to come up 5. Or be at 5. Moving right along. Gray is done. Next, we'll add the orange. Quality is up. 0.6. Move it up to 5. Nope, 5. Okay. 2 more pieces. Import. Let's do the red because that is the next, like, up piece. And once the white gets in here, I'll be able to position that better. It's looking pretty sweet. That looks pretty good right there. We'll just try it this way first, and then if I don't like the way it looks, I'll change it later. But I think this will end up looking pretty cool. Now that we have the bus done, we need to, well, we could go ahead and get that printing. No, we can't, because the 8-color printer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's gonna be 7 colors. So that printer is occupied. We're still working on this, the truck. So, while that can't go yet, we still need to edit some things, but we do need to put these hangers on the top and the bottom. So we'll do that. Alright, so if you're unfamiliar with Tinkercad, you can hold Alt before you click on anything. You can hold Alt, and then it'll make a copy. Let me get all of these where I want them. And then I will select all of those pieces and create the shape. So now they have the holes. Now I just need to add these bars. Okay, and now I need to select all of those pieces and turn them into one solid shape. And now it is ready to be exported to Bamboo Studio. Perfect. Now let's export the yellow. Change the filament to yellow. And it looks like it's in the right spot. Keep adding the parts. Keep changing their colors. Okay, we're gonna make those orange. Add the windows. Make those white. Wonderful. And last but not least, the logo, which you could replace for any words that you like. A school, your company logo, your classroom name, your name, endless possibilities. I just showed you how to do it, not that you have to use these words. Add the final part, which we will make blue, or whatever I end up choosing. But so now that we have that done, we need to do the words that we're gonna connect to this. So let's pull up the fonts. I have plenty of fonts here. There's that one. It may not fit aesthetically with this specific bus, but you'll get some cool content, hopefully. All right, showing you how I work with fonts. Create outlines. So now they are shapes. They are no longer fonts. And when you guys have asked me before, do you use fonts? No, kind of, yes. I start with a font, then I create shapes, and then once the shapes are created, that is the new, design. That's what I use. So they start as fonts, and then I take and go where I want to go with them. So for these, they're gonna be two separate words. So we need to ungroup. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just this black part. So I would need all of the black parts to first be connected together. And I could make it just one solid sign, so then I don't have to connect as much. Let me make a copy, connect it all, and then I'm gonna make each of these letters its own shape, so it's like a color stacked on top of the black. So from here, Shape Builder tool, and I'm gonna click each of these white shapes. Okay, so now all of the letters are selected, and I'm gonna make them, doesn't matter, red for now. Ooh, that should be black. And now from here, Shape Builder tool again, and I'm just gonna close up all of the gaps that I don't want. This is literally what I do with my nameplates, it's just, this is not a specific nameplate. I like to leave a lot of, or as many openings as I can, just to give it a little bit more depth. But if the openings are too small, it creates weird texture differences in the final print. So these will probably be fine, they're big enough to leave. But if they're super small, I take them out. Okay, cool. So now we'll export both of these. All right, so we'll kind of want these to be the same. It was 4.4 up here, but there's things stacked. So, well, yeah, okay, that'll be the same, 4.4. Okay, we'll do this as 2.4 maybe. Bring it up, 4.4. Yeah, okay, so we need to add the hangers to the back. And then I'll get this printing and see what it looks like. That's the end of the computer work, I think. I will be working on printing the school bus and the welcome back sign, and then I will see you when they are done and we're ready to show off everything. We have finally finished printing for the video. So let's get into the results. All right, the first thing that we printed was this desk plate, shelf, ornament, something like that. Hashtag teacher life. It's got the multicolor items through here. I really, really like this piece. The only downfall that I see with this piece is the contrast with the letters being so dark. It makes it kind of difficult to read. So if I was gonna print this again, I would maybe change the color of the letters, maybe make them white to stand out a little more on the dark background. But other than that, I really like it. I think it came out very nice. I ended up printing multiple versions of this design. I have a single color print, which I did here in this blue teal color. I love this teal color. It's actually by Blend Maker. If I can find a link, I will, because this blue is amazing. It's not like any other color. I used it a lot in these designs, which you will see moving forward. And then I printed two dual color designs. I like them. I think they turned out nice. I probably would use a different color combo for both of them, but it is cool to see the contrast of the words against the background color. Next, we've got the crayons, and they are hangable, which I think is very nice. And you can print these in any color that you would like. I only did one in blue. It didn't really make sense for me to print many of these because I'm probably not going to hang crayons all over my wall. But if you're a teacher or you work in a school or preschool or something like that, it might be cool to change out my logo with the name of all of the children in the class or something like that with different colors, or who knows. Lots of ways that you can use these and hang them on your wall and add them as decoration to your room, your classroom, whatever the purpose. Next, we've got the bookworm. I love the way that this turned out. I think the color choices were pretty good. I love these little glasses. I think the maroon that I chose, or the crimson that I chose for these glasses, actually like pops against the background. Love this little guy. You can see he's kind of thick. He would sit up nicely on a table. And then I printed 3 colors of books that are stackable. You can choose 1, 2, 3, however many you would like to stack. And then you can put the worm on top if you would like for all of the books and the bookworm. I think this piece turned out incredible. You may need to use some double-sided tape or something to make sure that it sticks and doesn't fall over, but as a desk piece or a shelf decoration, these are pretty nice. And my next functional piece would be the pencil holder. Looks like a pencil. Of course, you could change out my name, Macy Makes. You could change that out for the teacher name or a 7th grade or your team name, whatever it ends up being. Either way, I think it's cool. It's got all the holes in the top for you to stick all of the pencils, and you can see that the pencils go in there perfectly. There's so many of them. Maybe these would last you a single day in a classroom. If you're a teacher, you know, pencils don't last very long. So pencil holder, really nice. I like the way it turned out. And the last school type piece that I created is this hanging sign, which I think turned out really, really nicely. I think the bust looks pretty cool. It's a really good size. I actually chose black letters for my name up here. You could put the school name, the teacher name, the child's name, whatever you would like, but I think black looked good here. I did try it in blue. Didn't pop as much, you know. The black pops. I think it looks very nice. And then the words, welcome back. I really like this font. I think it turned out really great. The blue pops on the black background. Looks very 3D. Very happy with how this piece turned out. And the final piece that I printed is this truck, which is actually for my mom. I really like the way the truck turned out, but I didn't love the design. Normally when I do my nameplates, I make them very thick, so they will just sit on a desk and nothing else has to happen. But since this is very top heavy, it's kind of tall, it easily falls over. So I wanted to redesign this, and I also didn't love how thick the black was, because if there's a mistake, like there is right here in this red piece, there's a black blob, I would have to waste a lot of black filament to reprint this whole piece, which is totally unnecessary. So I redesigned it. I made this, it's more of a sign, super thin. You can see, I like the way this turned out. Love this actually. And I created a very simple stand for it. It has little notches in it where the tires will go in, and it actually works out perfectly. I think it's very nice. I'm gonna give it to my mom for her to put on a shelf in her office. She loves these little trucks. And I think where I got the SVG from, they have other versions of this truck for different seasons. So hopefully as we go into fall, I can replace this truck with the beach theme, hopefully for the fall theme, and then she can use the same base for that as well. So love the way this turned out. I actually love the way that all of the pieces turned out. I think this was a very productive back to school decoration art video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making all of these fun designs for you guys. If you're interested in any of the designs, they will be available on my Patreon. That is linked below. The top tier includes all of my designs from past YouTube videos, and I intend on doing more of this style video in the future, just to make sure there's constantly new designs being added to the Patreon for you guys. The cool thing about a lot of these is they're just going to be the STLs or the SVGs or whatever you would need, and then you can use them in your own design however you would like. Turn them into keychains, add them to nameplates, add them to other art pieces. Lots of different ways. The SVGs and the STLs will be completely done for you. 3MFs will be in there as well so that you can see all of the color options that I chose. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.